Alright, so the brand new Megadeth album was released, the very final album in the discography, which is self-titled. Interesting, right? So it is January the 23rd. I've decided why not do my analysis of it. Before I kind of go anywhere with the album, I'll kind of talk about the promotion. I think the promotion was pretty interesting. I think the fact that Dave revealed the songs, somewhere later down the line was pretty cool. I do like kind of why, he was doing it. So let's kind of go ahead and do that. Now, there's some things that I did do and I did not do. So let's go ahead and let's do that. Don't mind me. So, what I liked is Dave actually did a movie release premiere. I actually did not go. I had my reasons. The first reason was because the movie theater that would play these things where I live has closed. It's been closed for about 2 years. The one I went to for those types of things was the same one I saw 72 Seasons in. And there was another one where I took my dad and he took me, I bought the tickets, and we saw Pink Floyd's reissue of Pompeii, so that was another thing. This one, they're all being played in the city, so I felt going to the city to see a fucking concert film was not worth it. The second problem is that I am still not working at this moment, so I was broke, and I did not want to encapsulate myself in spending an exorbitant amount of money to go see a concert film. So that was my second reason. And my third reason is I kind of wanted to surprise myself a little bit. Like, I didn't really want to, do, like, all these crazy-ass shit. So it was necessary to not go see it. So I kind of decided to wait out the hype and wait for the album to be released. So, is this album better than the previous album, which was The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead? Yes and no. I think the mix is better. I think the consistency is better. And I also think the music itself, it's not as great as the previous album, but it is a lot more put together. Like, as much as I liked The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead, there were parts of the album where I was like, I really don't know. I really don't know if I actually really want to listen to that. So anyway. Now, as you guys know, we have the entire album. Now, I'm not doing the Target exclusive, which is fine. I don't really have a problem with that. So, now the first single was released was Tipping Point, followed by I Don't Care, and then Let There Be Shred, and then on Monday we got the surprise release of Puppet Parade. So, now here are the other songs. We got Hey God, Another Bad Day, Made to Kill, Obey the Call, I Am the War, The Last Note, and Ride the Lightning, which we'll get to that in a minute, because I actually do think that it is probably the most important song on this record. Even though it's a bonus track. Tipping Point's a great fucking starter. I usually like starters. This is a much better intro song than The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead was. By a margin. I mean, as much as I liked The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead, I think it's a great song. But I think this one is just kind of more like, well, I think it kind of reminds me of, it's the, this is the total opposite of Last Rites, Love to Death from their first album, where it kind of starts like a bit acoustically and pianically, and then it just kind of goes, haywire, and then it just starts, going and going and going. This one, it just goes, and it does not stop. It barely stops, and I think the ending does drag, but not to the point where I actually do complain. So that's my complaint on this. The song is a solid 8 out of 10. I don't care. It reminds me of that slug from Monsters Inc. What's his name? Oh yeah, Roz. It reminds me of Roz from Monsters Inc. I don't care if I'm out of line, Wazowski. 4 out of 10. I can't fucking listen to it. And listen, I love Monsters Inc. It's one of my favorite movies, but I don't want to listen to a song where it reminds me of the friggin' Slug from Monsters Inc. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't. Hey God, I know this is more like a prayer song. I am an atheist, so I do want to make that clear, but it is not a bad song. It's a solid 7 out of 10. I think the whole "Hey God" bit goes a bit overboard, but you know, probably a very mid-tier song. So, "Let There Be Shred." It just thrills. It just rolls. It does roll. It does do what its job. It is the cleanup song on the album after the first three. It does a lot in the movement, and it actually works pretty well. Now, Puppet Parade, you know, it reminds me of "This Is My," that riff kind of reminds me of "This Is My Life" from the album Countdown to Extinction. Somebody actually said that this album sounds like an album that would be between the albums of Countdown to Extinction and Euthanasia. I do kind of see where this is kind of going, but this one is kind of like, okay, no, this sounds like it should have been on the Hidden Treasures album, so that's pretty cool. Another Bad Day? Okay, I think this is the one, if I'm not mistaken. This sounds like a heavy metal song from the 70s mixed into a 2020s music song. Um, it's a 6 out of 10. Very basic. Nothing really to report. Now, the next one, Made to Kill. Great intro. It's also very similar to the previous one. Very, very similar. But, still in the same range. Now, Obey the Call. Now, this one, I don't know if this is Dave Mustaine's way of trying to be the Call of Cthulhu, but it's kind of bad. It's not a song I really have an opinion on, and I rather not. So, I Am War. It's another one of those songs that you listen to, and it's like, oh, I still have to get used to it. Now, the last note is, if Black Sabbath started Black Sabbath, Dear Father ended Black Sabbath. If Last Rites if Last Rites Love to Death started Megadeth, the last note would be the part that would transition back to that. So, great song. I like the outro. It is exactly what I think I would have expected from a song like this. Killer song, killer riffs. I think the structure is very well. You know, it's literally like the very last show. That's exactly what this is. So now, the one that I think everybody has been waiting for, like, what is the album basis? Now, Ride the Lightning. Now, as you guys know, Dave Mustaine was fired from Metallica in '83. He helped write several complete songs, some of them being Metal Militia, Mechanics / Four Horsemen, Jump in the Fire, and Phantom Lord. Mostly Phantom Lord. But there were two songs he also helped contribute to that we know of. Ride the Lightning and The Call of Cthulhu, which is my favorite song of all time. Now, here's the thing. Parts of Phantom Lord were used for Poison is the Cure. Four Horsemen and Mechanics was made the same. Jump in the Fire was remained the same because Metallica didn't really do anything except change the lyrics. Phantom Lord... Actually, I just talked about Phantom Lord. Metal Militia was also kept the same. But parts of Call of Cthulhu were used into the song When and Hangar 18. So, I was kind of thought, what would we do with Ride the Lightning? This is my answer. It is shorter, not by much. He does cut some parts out. He shortens them, which is fine. I mean, he did technically write the song, so I don't really give a shit what he does. I think the fact that he chose to do this is ballsy. It is 100% pure ballsy. And my nose is clogged, sorry about that. So, it's a very ballsy way to say, I wrote this fucking song. Fuck you, I'm doing it. Yeah. The drumming is top notch. The bass is top notch. Some people find it terrible. Now, here's the thing. I do have problems with it. Now, here's the thing. As great as guitar players as Mustaine and Hetfield truly are, I think they're both. I think they're both extreme equals in terms of playing guitar and whatever. I think they're equals. There's nothing I could switch between them. I mean, James is obviously a better rhythm player. Dave's obviously a better lead player, but they're very equal in terms of playing. The fact he didn't do his spider riffs kind of pissed me off a little bit. Because this song got leaked. I don't know if you guys know, but this song got leaked. It was leaked a few days before the release of the album. So, and I actually heard parts of it. I'm like, he didn't fucking do anything with that. And some people also complain about the vocals. Listen, I know it's not a 20-year-old David Mustaine doing this, okay? Or a 25-year-old. It's a 65-year-old David Mustaine. Okay? If you don't like it, you don't have to fucking listen to it. Like, it's not a big deal. But my other gripe with this is that I actually do think that I don't think he was trying to play, his own way the entire way through. And I'll explain that. I think he wanted to honor the way that it was played. And I actually don't have a problem with that. I do wish that the parts that he actually did know he did right, he should have actually played them his style without, But I think, in my opinion, it's probably because he probably would have fucked it up had he did so. So I am trying to give him more benefit of the doubt here without trying to sound like a big poser or whatever it is. So I do have my gripes with this album. I do not have, unfortunately, the pre-order app. I was one of the very first people to pre-order this when it was released, and I have to be honest. I kind of expected not to get this immediately. I expected it. This is what happened when I got the Anno Domini set 2 years ago. Around 2 years ago from Black Sabbath. Like, I ordered it the minute it was announced. I pre-ordered it, and it took me about a week to get, so I went on Amazon. And I got that instead, and I sold my original pre-order. I sold it to someone in Jersey. So, the problem, now, I expected that, because I know people were going to be pre-ordering this. That's why I want to do it first, so that, when they're about ready to ship it, I can be, like, one of the first people to send it. And it's coming now, but as you guys know, there's two problems what I have with it. The snowstorm we're going to be getting in a couple very soon will hinder the shipping and all that. And the second problem is that I did not record videos for a while. I was not in a really good state. I was mopey, depressed. I needed to kind of get away from this a little bit. That's why I didn't release a video for 2 weeks. I'm doing this one now because I wanted to get this out of the way. I do have videos I have edited and published, so yeah. So you're not going to be seeing that upload for probably a while, which is fine. That's normal, and we'll keep it at that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. BlueSky, Threads, second channel in the description below. And yeah, just listen to the fucking album. It's a good album. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a 6.75 out of 10. And no, I'm not saying 6.7 because of the meme. And I actually fucking called out somebody on Reddit for being that way when I made my final review. So my final hypothesis and my analysis is 6.75 out of 10. And yeah, just pick up the album. Nothing wrong with it. You don't have to like it. I know some people don't. That's okay. Anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye, guys.